everybody, this is Combat Sports Podcast, and we're coming at you with the breakdown of UFC Noche. I'm going to talk a little bit about UFC pairs that happened a couple days ago. 2 fraud checks happened, co-main and main, 2 Fighting Nerds lost. That is insane. So now the Fighting Nerds are 0-2. Let's see how this affects Silva, Gene Silva, who is fighting in the main event in UFC Noche. Well, I will break down in the main card. I'll be breaking down probably like Thursday, but let's see how that affects him, watching 2 of his friends lose. And then there's Carlos Plata that fights like towards the end of the year. So let's see how that happens from one of the best gyms ever to 2 guys losing in the same card in UFC pairs. That's kind of insane. I will definitely say fraud checked. There's been a lot of changes in the UFC Noche though. We'll go over here and break it down. The first fight will be the TUF that got rescheduled. I'll talk about that when I get into it. But yeah, there's been a lot of changes here. It's still a pretty alright card. I'm not as impressed though as I was from last year, of course. Last year was like one of the big cards. Definitely a big change here. I don't know what happened, but it is what it is. UFC is on. There's also, of course, if you guys don't fucking know, Crawford versus Canelo. That's going to be insane. That's the same day. I'm pretty sure the UFC card will start off in the evening. It'll end, and then that Canelo versus Crawford card will start. That's going to be insane. There's going to be a lot of bets. Football is back. NFL is back. Go Ravens. I am so fucking excited. This is going to be a great fucking week. Hope my Ravens get it done here against the Bills Sunday. This is when I'm recording this. But it is going to be awesome. Let's get into the first fight of the night. We're going to start off here in Tapology, since these guys don't really have any stats in the UFC. Since the TUF stats, I'm pretty sure don't go on there. We got Rodrigo Sezinando, 8-1, going up against Daniel Donchenko, 11-2. These guys were teammates in the TUF, both part of Team Cormier. This is going to be a great fucking fight. Striker versus grappler. Let's go over here. Breakdown. We'll talk about Rodrigo over here. Rodrigo 8-1, pro in 2020. Let's go all the way down here so I can show you that he was a regional champ. He is on a 4-fight win streak. All finishes 2-0 in the TUF. This dude is a fucking beast. Oh, I thought he had a 100% finish. When did he not get a finish here? Oh, okay, so he didn't get a finish over here early in his career. But either way, this dude is a fucking beast. He is a great wrestler, great grappler. He has 4 knockouts too, 3 submissions, and 1 decision. He has lost 1 decision. This dude is a fucking beast. Let's go over here and talk about his opponent, Donchenko. This dude was pro in 2019, regional champ. Look, as you see right here, he got in the TUF this year. He was a fucking beast on that. I honestly didn't think he was going to make it to the end. He did make it to the end. I don't know why. I didn't see it out of him. He wasn't even picked like first or second, but this dude is a fucking beast. Wins by knockout in the TUF. This guy has 4-5. He's on a 4-fight win streak. Technically, you can say 6 if you include the TUF. He has 7 knockouts, 2 subs, 2 decisions, and he has never been finished, so he is durable. Let's go over here and talk a little bit more about this fight. See the stats that we have for these guys. I swear I used to remember the stats. I did break it down on one of my videos because I just put it on there. So this is basically just me re-talking about it. I think it was like UFC 319. This was when it was supposed to happen, but like I said, striker versus grappler. If I find their reach and height and all that, I'll put it on here because it should be on the TUF somewhere if I go rewatch it. But I might not. Like I said though, big moment for both of these guys. Really big moment. I mean, not big moment as big as it was anymore because it's not UFC 319. This is just a regular UFC Noche, and the card is honestly not that good. A couple debuts happening on here. Here are 2 guys making their debut. Rodrigo, amazing grappler. Showed his good. I mean, he showed them skills really good on the TUF in the semifinals, especially. He used it very well to control the pace of the fight. He is a fucking beast. He knows how to control the pace. And he didn't seem to get tired as much. He was getting a little tired, but it looked like he had a lot of stamina. For as much grinding and all of that he was doing, he was so good at getting top control and controlling it. He was so fucking good. For sure, not as powerful as his opponent, Donchenko. He is for sure the more powerful opponent. He is in the TUF. He is a great striker. He is also young. 2 young guys. Donchenko mixes it in nice leg kicks with a jab to the body. The dude is a fucking beast. He uses his striking and kicks really well. He does tend to struggle versus elite grapplers, and here's an elite grappler he's gonna go up against. If he wants to win, he's gonna need to get the KO to win here for sure and keep it standing. Pick his shots perfectly, because if he doesn't, I believe he will get taken down, and I believe that will happen here. I think Rodrigo will get his takedowns early, maybe catch one of those nasty leg kicks that Donchenko throws, catch him, get a takedown with that. I believe Rodrigo just gets the takedowns, out grapples him, wins here, exposes Daniel's ground game, and wins. I'm going to go for the dog to kick it off here. Let's move on to the next fight. We got a fucking good fight, kind of. Here we got a women's bantamweight matchup between Montserrat Rendon, monster. She is 6-1. If you guys know about the, Freedom Fight Night, I believe. She used to be on Team Rampage. This was like a couple years ago. She's been in the UFC for a little bit. When I get talking to her, I will explain all that. But her opponent over here, Alice Pereira. I thought this girl, Golden Girl is her nickname. She's 5-0. I thought for a second this was Alex Pereira's sister. Because what's her name? Like Arlene or something? I don't know. I guess I didn't read it right. For a minute, I was like, whoa, is she making her debut? But no, she's not even in the UFC. But let's go over here and talk about Alice. She's 5-0. Pro in 2023. Yeah, look at this. Some suspect fights. Some fucking suspect fights. Right here, her opponent was 1-6. Clearly, what the fuck is that? Her opponent over here is literally 0-1. Pretty sure her only fight was this one or another one that she lost. She lost this fight in 11 fucking seconds. So she should be 7-0, but she has been stat padding, they say. She is a regional champ. I don't know why she's in the UFC, I guess. I guess she has knockouts and all that. She has 3 knockouts and 1 sub. But, how do you get in the UFC with 2 fake fights under your belt? Either way, let's go over here. She is 5'10". I think she's also the longer opponent. Let's go over here and talk about her opponent. Oh, I also see right here she hasn't fought since last year. I guess last year is in December, but still last year. Let's go over here and talk about her opponent. Rendon, monster. She is 6-1. She is pro in 2020, as you see right here. Regional champ. Couple grappling matches in there that she won and she lost one, but that's good. That means she's well-rounded. Only loss was in the UFC, and it was her second fight in the UFC over a year ago. She is 1-1 in the UFC, 0 knockouts, 0 subs, and 6 decisions. So yeah, I mean, you can think what you want of that. I mean, she has stamina. You can take that into effect. She is durable. She's only lost once, and it's been to a decision, so she's never gotten KO'd or sub. So you can ups and downs there, you know. Alice, I just don't know about her really. I like the fights and all that, but she does have knockout power. She is powerful, for sure is longer, but how is she in the UFC with fake fights and all that? I don't know. It's just, it is what it is. I believe she does have the longer reach, like I said. She is taller. She's powerful. But this is her UFC debut. Big stage right here. Her opponent, Rendon, over here, has had some UFC fights. She does have experience, like I said. No finishes ever in her career. But that means she has stamina. She puts the pressure on people. She uses clinch really well. She has nice takedowns, as you see right here, 3 takedowns average, and also has nice takedown accuracy with 100% takedown accuracy, which I don't know if she's ever been even try to get taken down, or she hasn't. I didn't really look into that. But this goes to show that she is really good. She's well-rounded. She doesn't get finished. I believe that she will win here. She will get the upset and upset Alice in her UFC debut. Like I said, Rendon has UFC experience. For sure, better opponents. No fake matches in there or stat padding, whatever you want to say. And I don't even know. That's what Tapology says. I believe she will get the win here. Uses her grappling, her wrestling, clinch, get it to the ground, and wins here by a decision like she does all the time. Let's go over here and talk about the next fight. We got a flyweight matchup here between Alessandro Costa, 14-4, going up against Alden Coria, 10-3. Let's go over here and we'll talk about Costa first over here. He was pro in 2015. He was deluxe champ. He was a flyweight champ there, as you see right here. He was, pro in 2015, like I say right here. I'll show this right here. He has some pretty close wins in the Dana White Contender Series. He won a split decision. He didn't get a contract when he won that, but he went off got to win his next fight, and then he got signed to the UFC, as you see right here. He lost his debut to Abazi, which is a contender now, so that doesn't look too bad on him. 2-2 in the UFC. Both of his losses are to contenders, so I wouldn't even hold that against him. Like Steve Usyk and Abazi, that's actually not that bad, you could say. I mean, not good that he lost, but still, this is his first fight this year. He hasn't fought in over a year, actually, so let's see how that goes. He has 5 knockouts, 6 subs, and 3 decisions. He has been knocked out 2 times. Let's go over here and talk about his opponent. Coria, he is 10-3, 5-0 in the amateurs. He was the champ there. This is his UFC debut. He was pro in 2019. Let's see how he does there. Let's see how he does here on his debut. He started off in Fury FC. He was 5-1 there. Got into LFA, 5-2 there. He is coming off a knockout win. He's on a 3-fight win streak. Technically, he has a fight right here that got overturned. I'm not sure what happened there. He did win that fight by a knockout, but for some reason, it got overturned. So it doesn't count in his record. It counts as a no contest. This guy has 4 knockouts, 4 subs, and 4 decisions. He is also durable. He's never been knocked out, but he has lost decisions and been submitted once. Let's go over here and break this fight down. Look at their stats. Coria, let's load this up right here. Coria's taller, but he does have the same reach as Costa. But Costa is an amazing grappler, great Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, while Coria is a striker. He is from the LFA. If Coria wants to win here, he's going to need to strike. I guess there's no numbers for him since he is making his debut, but you can look at Costa's numbers. He doesn't really have that many takedowns here, but he does have his submissions. He's really good on the ground. Like I said, if Coria wants to win, he for sure needs to keep it standing. See how his takedown defense stands here, and use his explosiveness to knock out Costa, since he has been knocked out 2 times. And he's probably not the best. Well, he's pretty good on the feet from what I see right here. He had a couple knockouts, but Coria's best chance would be standing here. In his debut, it is a big stage. I believe, though, that Costa gets takedowns, will win here by a submission. I got Costa getting it done here. Let's move on to the next fight. Real good fight here. It's a middleweight bout. Real Mexicans right here. UFC Noche, as you see. You can tell by these guys. Both of them from America. We got Zachary Reese, Savage, 9-2, going up against Cedriquez, the Felon, a.k.a. the Reaper, Dumas, Dumbass, 10-3. This should be a really good fight. There was news that Cedriquez tweeted something about how he has like $13 in his bank account. So this dude is fucking hungry. He did just get caught for like his 4th felon, so he's got a lot of fees to pay off. For sure has a lot of fees to pay off. The dude has $13 in his account. I'm picking him to probably lose here, but take effect into that. That dude is playing for his life right now. He's playing for to pay his fees. He's playing for everything right now. So there's going to be a lot of the line here for him. Let's go over here and talk about Reese. He is 3-1 in amateurs. Let's wait for that to load up over here. Let's go all the way down here. Crazy amateurs. Like, he had a fight against Kevin Holland. He lost his first amateur fight right here. And then he just got a lot of canceled fights. I don't know if that was because of him or what happened, but just a whole bunch of canceled fights. Didn't fight for a whole lot of years here. Finally got back there in 2017. He fought there once, then he didn't fight again for 3 years. Then he got another win, and then he didn't fight for a year, and then he got another win. So he just had a weird amateur there. He did go pro in 2021. He won the Dana White Contender Series by a submission. Armbar right here in 2023. He is 3-2 in the UFC. He is coming off a win. This guy has 5 knockouts, 2 subs, and 2 decisions. This dude's going up against a guy, I don't even know how he's above him. We'll break this fight down later, but this dude is in this card and he is trash. I don't even know why he's in the UFC. He's going up against another guy that's trash. But let's break this fight down. Let's go over here and talk about Reese's opponent. He is Dumas. He is 10-3, like I said, 9-1 amateur. Let's go all the way down here. He was the champ there, as you see, for a whole bunch. He had a kickboxing match that got canceled. Of course, this dude, I don't even know. He's from Florida, so you can tell with all his records and all that. He got a contract on the Dana White Contender Series right here, as you see, in 2022. He won that by a submission. Got into UFC in 2023. He lost his debut. He is 3-3 in the UFC. He got arrested last time. He was supposed to fight right here against Jackson McVeigh. Got arrested. He was like in a dog cage or something. Don't know what happened there, but he had like an ankle monitor or something, so he had to pull out of that fight, which I bet that really sucked because he was probably looking forward for that fight so he could pay off some of his fees there. But I believe this is probably a win or get cut for him. He just doesn't have that good of a record in the UFC, and he's causing the UFC a bad name, a bad rep. He's always getting in trouble. So I believe here he has to either go out there and win or he's going to get cut. He has 4 knockouts, 2 submissions, and 4 decision. He has been finished 3 times, knocked out twice. Let's go break this fight down a little bit more here. Like I said, I think Reese is going to win here. He just looks way better overall, just way better. But Dumas does have a monkey on his back. He's got some things he has to get off his chest. He's basically fighting to make money and keep his job, I feel like. But let's see how that goes into effect here. I just think that Reese is a better striker. He's more powerful, as you see right here. He's even the better wrestler. He has good wrestling, while Dumas' takedown defense is not that good. He is a nice kickboxer, though, Dumas. He uses some nice leg kicks. Look at his reach. He has pretty decent reach right here in his legs. So he's going to use his leg kicks and all that. That's the only way he's going to win. Use his reach and leg kicks, because he cannot let Reese get too close, because if he does, Reese is going to get the takedowns. With all that, I do believe Reese will threaten the takedowns, maybe get 1 or 2 in there, or just threaten them enough where he's going to be overthinking it, and I believe Reese wins here by a KO early in the first round. I'd say first round KO right here by Zachary Reese. Let's move on to the next fight. We got another flyweight bout here between Jesus Aguilar, 11-3, going up against Luis Gurule Grim, 10-1. Let's go over here and talk about Aguilar, 11-3. This dude was pro in 2015. He lost his last fight right here, as you see. This year, he is a regional champ. He won in the Dana White Contender Series here in 2022. He won that by a submission. He lost his debut right here, as you see, in 2023 against a great opponent, so don't really hold that against him. He's 3-2 in the UFC, 1 knockout, 7 subs, and 3 decisions. He is durable. He has never been knocked out, but he has been submitted. Let's go over here. His opponent over here, Luis, he is 10-1, pro in 2022. He started 10-0, and he is coming off his first lost ever to Ode Osborne by a knockout. This guy, it was 2-0 in the LFA. Now he is 0-1 in the UFC. He has 5 knockouts, 1 sub, and 4 decision. Let's see how he reacts here, coming off his first loss ever and by a knockout. Let's go break down this fight here. Should be a decent fight. Striker versus grappler. Jesus is a submission wizard. He needs to get this to the mat. He doesn't go for that many takedowns, and his takedown accuracy isn't the best. But as you see over here, his opponent's takedown defense also could be better. So he needs to get it there if he wants to win, get it to the mat, because if he keeps it standing, he is for sure going to lose here, because Luis, in his debut, he was striking really well. He is for sure the better striker here. Uses some nasty knees, has some nice counters in there. Like I said, he's coming off his first loss ever. Let's see how he reacts to that. But I believe he will get it done here. He will come back, learn from his loss, and I believe he catches Jesus when he enters for a takedown and wins here by a knockout in the first or second round. Let's go over here and talk about the next fight. We got a ranked strawweight matchup here. For some reason, it's so low in the card. I don't get it, but we got the number 2 ranked opponent here, Tatiana Suarez. She is engaged with Patchy Mix. She is 10-1. Like I said, the number 2 ranked strawweight here, going up against Amanda Lemos, 15-4-1. Both of these are Zhang Weiling's daughters, because they both got worked by her when they both fought for the belt, I believe, or not. Maybe they both didn't fight for the belt, but they both got worked by Weiling. Let's go over here and talk about the nice upcomer over here. We got Suarez. Like I said, she's engaged to Patchy Mix. I'll talk about that a little bit. She was pro in 2014, regional champ. TUF won that. She was 10-0 till she lost her last fight. for the belt, as you see right here. So let's see how that affects her. She is 7-1 in the UFC. She's gone through a lot of health stuff, so it's kind of crazy even seeing her out here, and she's been doing great. She has 2 knockouts, 5 subs, 3 decisions, and let's see how she does. Like I said, coming off her first loss ever here. Let's go over here and talk about her opponent, Amanda, 15-4-1. She was pro in 2014, as you see right here. Regional champ, UFC debut in 2017 actually. So she is a veteran of the game. She lost that. She also fought for the belt against Wei Ling here in 2023, and she lost to her. She is coming off a win here, 9-4 in the UFC, 8 knockouts, 3 subs, 4 decisions. This is a veteran versus an upcomer here in the UFC. Let's go break this matchup down. These are 2 ranked women here for the strawweights. Let's see how Suarez does here. Reacts to her first loss ever. She also saw Patchy Mix get worked in his UFC debut. That might affect her a little bit here, mental wise, because she saw her husband get worked in her debut, and she also coming off her first loss. She is taller, she is longer, she's also an amazing wrestler, nice top control, but she's going up against a veteran of the game, Amanda. Nice takedown defense, as you see right here. Well, decent takedown defense. She is powerful, as you see right here. Amazing striker. Big turnaround for Suarez. This is no walk in the park because Amanda is a former title contender, vet of the game. She has a really nice clinch game, but at the end of the day, I do believe Suarez will get the takedowns, use her top control, come back strong, get a win here by a decision or a submission. And talk about the next fight. We got a lightweight matchup here between 2 opponents that don't really ever fight. They're not really that active. We got Claudio Puelles, the Prince of Peru, 13-4, going up against Joaquim Silva, 13-6. On Tapology it says otherwise, but I'm just gonna go off what it says on the UFC page. Let's go over here and talk about Puelles. He is 13 and whatever it said on Tapology. 12-4 it says on here, so that's what I'm gonna go with. Pro in 2013. He got into TUF Latin in 2000. When was that? Let's go over here. In 2016, as you see right here, it went 3-0 in that. I had no clue that was even a thing, if I'm going to be honest with you. But he got into UFC in 2016. He lost his debut on that. He is currently on a 2-fight losing streak. He is 5-3 in the UFC. As you see, he's just not active. 2022 he fought. 2024 he fought. He hasn't even fought this year. It's been over a year. Just not active. 2 knockouts, 7 subs, and 3 decisions. Let's go over here and talk about his opponent, Silva, 13-5, pro in 2010. Let's go all the way down here. He got into Brazil TUF, as you see right here. He went 2-1 on that. Got into UFC in 2015. He won his debut, as you see right here. And his career is just iffy, as you see right here. I don't know. It's just iffy career. He just has never been able to really find it. Like, he found it when he got on here first, and then just after that he just hasn't been able to find it. Has a couple grappling matches in there. He is 6-5 in the UFC. First fight this year. It's been over a year since his last fight. He has 7 knockouts, 3 subs, 3 decisions, and he has been knocked out 3 times, never submitted. Let's go break this fight down and look at these guys' stats for what we have here. Both of them, just like I said, aren't active. So let's see what happens here. Puelles over here is the taller and longer opponent. Yeah, he is the taller and longer opponent all around everywhere. He is a really good grappler here. Going up against a scrambler / striker. Puelles is a great submission artist, while his opponent is a great striker. As you see right here, the striking numbers are a big difference, while the grappling numbers are a huge difference right here. But Silva does have some grappling matches in there, like I said. He has won a couple grappling matches too. At the end of the day, though, I believe Puelles will use his reach and length. He'll bait the striking and get the takedowns here. He will win, most likely, by a decision here. I'm going to go Puelles getting it done by decision. Let's move on and talk about the last fight here. I don't even know why this is the prelim, the featured prelim. I'm telling you, let's go over here and break this fight down more so I can get into it because I'm excited about it. Like I said, this is the featured prelim. This is going to be a great fight here. Both of these guys are 0-6 in their last 6 fights combined. I'm telling you, this is like Dana White's doing this on purpose. It's like win or go home right here. This is what it goes down to. Featured prelim, the winner stays. I guarantee you one of them is getting cut. Maybe both of these guys will get cut, honestly, because both of these guys are complete garbage. But styles make fights, so I believe Dana White believes that these guys are going to go out there, sling it or something, and one of them is going to get caught, because we got Jose Medina, nickname is Chicho, 11-5. He is on a 3-fight losing streak, going up against Dusko Todorovic, Thunder, 12-6, also on a 3-fight losing streak. Let's go over here and talk about Jose, 11-5, pro in 2017, regional champ, as you see down here. He was a part of the he was SFH champ, as you see when I go up here. Right here, Samurai Fight House. There's a couple fighters from there that have been came to the UFC, so pretty good organization. He got into UFC in 2023 when he lost a decision. Somehow still got in the UFC after that. I don't understand. He is 0-2 in the UFC, as you see right here. So 3-fight losing streak, like I said already. He has 8 knockouts, 2 subs, 1 decision. Let's go over here and talk about his opponent, Todorovic. He is 12-6. He is on a 3-fight losing streak. Pro in 2015. He beat Michel Pereira in 2018 in one of the regional bouts that he was doing. That's how he became a regional champ. That's kind of crazy. He won his UFC debut, as you see right here, in 2020. He also won in the Dana White Contender Series by unanimous decision. His fight over here got rescheduled a lot of times. He just never ended up getting that fight, as you see right here. He is 3-6 in the UFC. This dude has 8 knockouts, 3 subs, and 1 decision. Look at that streak right there. Killer fucking streak right there. Let's go break this fight down a little bit more. Both of these guys are just absolutely trash. Decent before they got into the UFC. Clearly that's how they got into the UFC here. There's big stakes here. I'm telling you, it's win or get cut. Jose is a powerhouse, as you see right here. Look at the knockouts and all that. But you could also say that about his opponent. He is also a powerhouse. Jose, though, puts the pressure on his opponents, while Drusko is the faster opponent, as you see right here. If he catches Drusko early, I could see him putting Drusko's lights out. But Drusko is a really good striker. He lands well. He uses his striking well. While Jose just goes out there and swings, Drusko actually times his strikings really well. I believe he actually has decent timing striking. And with that, I believe that he will catch Jose going in, because Jose is going to try to put the pressure on and be wild. I believe Drusko will win here and get it done in the first round by a knockout. That is it for my UFC breakdown here. Let's go all the way down here. Break down the prelims. Tomorrow I will do the main card. Here we got, first I'm going to start off with Rodrigo getting the upset to kick it off here. Then I'm going to go for Rendon to get it done here against Alice Pereira. I don't get the hype around her. Has a couple fights that are kind of questionable. Rendon has actually been in the UFC. I believe she'll get it done here. Then I'm going to go here with Costa getting it done. I'm going to go with Zachary getting it done. I believe he's just overall more well-rounded. I'm going to go with Luis getting it done on that one. Then I'm going to go for Suarez comeback win here, coming out of her first loss, gonna come back and have a great win against a UFC veteran. Here against Silva, gets the takedowns, and then to end it off here in the featured prelim, I'm gonna go for Todorovic to win here and keep his UFC job. Thank you everybody for watching. Tomorrow we'll break down the UFC Noche main card. Thank you everybody for watching. Like and subscribe.